Danny Vegas time, Danny Vegas world. The show is rocking. Tamara Trainer, she's not a trainer. Everybody thinks that's just like a spin because she's a workout person, but she does not train. Now, you know, Tamara, I think you did a little rant on Facebook about a week ago.
About which
people.
One? I think
like there was one about someone was telling you how to lose weight, and I didn't want to go there. That you went off on that one, but you kind of went off on the if you're not part of this country and you're not eligible to vote, sit down, shut up, and just let us do our thing.
Well, listen, a lot of people are voicing their opinion, and believe it or not, social media is where you can get a lot of your influence from.
Right.
You don't need to watch the news anymore. Just go through your news feed, and everyone's opinion is clogging it up. So a lot of people, when you watch people at the primary going to the polls and they were interviewing them saying who you're going to vote for, they're like, I don't know, I'll just pick a name when I get there. That is who is going to pick. And a lot of them will pick a name because, okay, they're going through all the friends that were talking about that presidential candidate on Facebook, and they're going to go with that one. And so people that are not living in this country and are voicing their opinion, I'm sitting there going, and how is this affecting your quality of life? It's affecting us. Okay, and a lot of people were saying, well, we have family members or whatever living in the States. Here's my answer, a question again. And how is that affecting you? If you're not drawing a paycheck, or if you're not paying into Social Security, getting Medicaid, or it's not going to affect you in any shape or form, let the people that live here that it's affecting, who is voted into office, let us
do our thing.
Let us try and,
figure it out.
Yes,
because I know you kind of went off there, so it's very interesting because I follow your feed quite a lot because it's one of the ones I click on all the time, so it's always in there. But you kind of went off on that one.
Well, I just think you can't say I'm going to vote for Hillary because woman power. I mean that I'm sorry, or I'm going to vote for Trump because he's a businessman and ran business as before. Okay, but get educated on why you will pick that candidate, but not because they are female, male, or here we go back with gender.
That's an interesting topic because from the outside looking in now, I'm an independent, so I kind of can go either way. But Hillary is from the old generation that was kind of in the streets in the 60s who fought for all the rights. And I think one of her main challenges is the younger ladies that are in their 20s who may be the benefactor of all that. They're kind of like, hey, Hillary, I ain't got time to do all that. I'm kicking ass. I'm making money. Hey, thank you, but I ain't got time for you now. And all your issues that you're trying to drudge up from the past, I don't have those issues because I got my own business. I'm kicking ass. Yeah. I don't need a man. I got my own money. I have all my own problems. And I think she's struggling trying to gain that audience because they have kind of almost like they've moved a light year ahead of all that. And I don't know, am I right or am I wrong?
You're entitled to your opinion, but I just think that I'm a business owner and I'm thinking from a standpoint of I have to pay taxes, and do I want to pay a lot of taxes? I'm a small, struggling business. I'm not GE. I'm not, Walmart. So obviously I'm going to be more conscious about how much I'm going to have to pay out and who's going to sit there and live off of the money that I pay out.
Right.
I see it every day. I do work in court, and I just see a lot of people, they keep having kids, they keep having to, live off of
our safety net.
Wow,
that's another show. Yeah, that's another show, because in my humble opinion, I know this. I got the dopers all pissed off last week. I got y'all pissed off.
I'm sure everyone's going to be pissed off this week.
Y'all woke up and like, oh my God, Danny called me a doper. And who's Jeff Blacoli? They don't even know who that guy is. So anyway, the question, what were we talking about again?
A little bit of everything.
A little bit of everything. No pun intended. So, but I got them all messed up last week. But, the question is, it is another show that... And I kind of totally lost track of what I was talking about.
On to the next.
Okay, so let's recap. Segment 2, we talked about Orlando. what did we get out of that? Kind of the same thing that everybody's just still struggling with in this country is it a gun problem? If you took the gun away, would it still happen? They always talk about Australia. They took away the guns, and the gun violence went down. But at the same time, in America, the gun violence has gone down because we have longer prison sentences. So it all kind of depends, Tamara, on what side you're on and what rhetoric you use to make your argument. So, again, it's a very difficult argument. We love our people. I just love Americans. I love Americans. I hate any American who is, I don't care what color you are, or whatever you are. If you're American and you're here legally, I love you.
Don't get me started with that.
Get me started with what?
I came here to
Legally.
America. I had, not only did I do it legally, but I had to hire an attorney, pay a lot of money, spend 3 years going through interviews with immigration, having my son here, and still having to go through interviews and prove to them that I was not getting married for my papers or to try and skirt around the issue. And so, I mean, if I had known that there was just such an easy way to just come off a boat, and I mean,
like Bella Rose says, hashtag one lucky gal. She goes from the Philippines. I didn't hide in the bushes.
I'm from a third world country.
Right.
I'm from Jamaica.
Right.
So
She didn't hide in the bushes. She didn't jump over a fence. She didn't go under a fence. She did it the right way, spent years and years going to the consulate, doing interviews, and finally getting over here from the Philippines. You're the same issue. I married a Japanese woman. I remember we had to hire an attorney. We had to drive all the way to San Diego for our interview so that they didn't think I was marrying this gal because, I don't know, for some weird reason, either to put her in a massage parlor or whatever. I have no clue. But all I know is it costs a lot of money and a lot of time. And, we got the green card, legal eagle, and everything like that. So I do think, since we shifted to the immigration thing, immigration is a problem. And I just can't understand why people seem to think it's not a problem and that we can just kind of like bury our heads in the sand because we've done that for 30 years. We were talking about this when I was 10. Okay, I'm 53 years old now. And we're talking about immigration like we did literally 40 years ago.
I don't understand why there's an argument, though, and people are getting upset because people can't come here illegally. Like, you've just said the word illegal. Like, why can't I drive drunk then? And why can't I go do and get drugs and just bring them across from the border? I mean, it's illegal is legal. There is no argument. Do it legally. And then...
Well, can I be a devil's advocate here? Because I do feel that most of the people that come here illegally, they're not, monsters and they're not pedophiles. They're just people trying to find a better way to make a life, okay? Even if they have to go wash dishes in the back of a kitchen, they do that and they send their money home. I understand that. But there's a problem here. And
so you send your money home, so you're not even keeping it in America and recycling it.
Right. And you don't really assimilate into the population. So there's a problem here. And I think the loosey-goosey, driver's licenses, I think that's a problem. And I think it's going to be a hard sell as we move forward because things are getting tight in this country. That's what it seems like. Everybody's tight. And I think it's tight because the government's maxed out on the credit. Mm-hmm. There is no money to borrow to solve problems. We just don't have it. And it's just like your house. You don't have any more credit to fix problems. What happens? People start bitching. They start arguing. They start fighting. They start divorcing.
Yeah.
Because there's no more credit to fix problems. Believe me, I know. I've used credit to fix problems. So the country has no more credit to fix problems. So things are tight. There's no more money just to don't worry about it. We got plenty of money. We don't. I think things are getting tight out there. I think jobs are getting hard to get. Good paying jobs are harder to get. And people are starting to feel pinched and tight and worried and stressed. And I think this is where it's all coming from.
Financial stress is like the number one biggest reason for any kind of problems.
Divorce, fighting, all that
health
stuff.
issues, next to overeating, of course. Right. McDonald's drive-thrus.
You don't like drive-thrus? I got my own drive-through, you know. So
I'm not even gonna go there.
We're not gonna go there. So anyway, so we got 30 seconds left. Wow, we've been all over the place, Tamara. We've been all over. No
And we
structure
didn't even
to
do
this
fitness.
show. There's no structure to this show. It's kind of like my networking events. You just show up and pass some cards. It's like a busload of Chinamen coming in there and throwing down some shots.
But I do want to give a plug because
Okay, give a plug.
I hope everyone reads my health and fitness articles that I write. So look out for that.
Yeah, we can't mention.
Go
the
on my
names that we're
Facebook
paid for because- Yeah, go on your
page.
Facebook because we're Las Vegas women here. Tamara, you're the best.
Thanks.
We'll be back.